Hey guys, Kenny B here from Cities and Suburbs. Welcome aboard. Thank you to my good friend Johnny E over at Torn Sage Studios on YouTube. Thank you, John, for the great music. Please check him out. Yeah, love it. So it's the 16th. St. Patrick's Day is on the 17th. Big parades in Boston and Worcester and celebrating the Irish heritage. I get it. I like corned beef and cabbage too. Made mine last week though. What about you guys? Right? Uh, in Boston and Southie, all over the news, they were limiting how long parties could go and how long, uh, how long bars could be open in Southie, and because St. Patrick's Day in Boston is, well, the Boston Celtics, right? I think they won today, by the way. But anyway, so let's look at a couple of things. Let's go macro, like off the planet. Look at the International Space Station, and the transfer of a crew that's actually been on the International Space Station for a long time. You guys, you've seen her. She's got the hair going on, and when you really look at it, what it takes to live in space, and when they come back, they're going to be so now gravity's going to hit them. That's why they work out in space. But it is a phenomenal thing, and SpaceX did a great job. You know, um, Regardless of who's behind the invention, the creation, the engineering, hiring the right people to get the job done, because these people want to come home, right? And they want to get there safely. So kudos uh, to NASA and the private industries that helped make that happen. Sox, winter ball, we're about 10 days away, 10, 12 days away from opening pitch. They're going to come from Florida and they're going to come to Boston, and the ball's going to feel like a snowball. It really is. So that's why April is always considered, a continuation of spring training, but it really isn't. They trimmed the roster down to 25 guys, and off we go. Good luck, Sox. IFL, can't wait to see the Mass Pirates. Although they were in Worcester, okay, but that's what Worcester does. They never know how to keep things. That's another story for another day, but actually, those other days are on my other videos, so go check them out. But now they're in Lowell, the Mass Pirates are, and Indoor Football League. I love the Green Bay Blizzard. I watch the Indoor Football League because it's just fun, right? It's a pardon me, from people who make billions of dollars to stand at the plate and yawn in between each pitch. But I digress. Gene Hackman and his wife and the dog that was found dead today, not today, but the autopsy produced that the dog that died, along with Gene Hackman's Gene Hackman and his wife, of 61 years. She died from or succumbed to some rodent virus. Uh, Mr. Hackman was obviously, at this point, most people know that suffering from acute dementia, and the dog had been locked in a cage for 7 days. And it didn't eat pills, it didn't, and so to succumb to a rodent disease, a dog locked in a cage for 7 days, Mr. Hackman himself not being of mind to be able to tend to his household, you wonder what's going on there. It really is concerning, you know. Yes, he's a noted figure. Maybe people younger than me who don't really know him. Great actor, you know. But actors, musicians, whatever, we're all human, and we are all subject to any kind of disease, ailment, situation. Doesn't matter what you do for a living. So, guys, how we doing? 5 years ago, this month sucked. Okay, this was COVID-19 enters Massachusetts, enters the country. Okay, do you guys remember that? And you know, so many milestones are missed, particularly for our young people. You know, and I'm going to keep saying it sucked. And it still sucks, because when you talk about where we are getting back to normal, that normal is never going to be normal for anybody that had to go to school, even mothers and fathers, and had to stay at home and teach their kids at school. And it was awful. And misinformation and the mismanagement from the federal government down to the state, I'm going to say that, the mixed messaging about COVID-19, then the Omicron, right? We locked down, you know, so, and then we had the lockdown again. So February 1st, 2020, a UMass student returning from Wuhan, China, test positive for COVID, okay, marking the first recorded coronavirus case in Massachusetts. February 26th through the 27th, super spreader event at the at the Long Wharf Marriott. Long Wharf Marriott, yes, in Boston. I believe they meant Marriott. Sorry, it was it was still a vowel. We're good. Study found that the conference could have connected to as many as 300,000 COVID cases worldwide. March 10th, a state of emergency is declared in Massachusetts. Okay. March 15th, Governor Baker orders all schools in Massachusetts to close. Do you guys remember this? This is friggin' hell. March 23rd, all non-essential businesses in Massachusetts are ordered to close. Now that's where we got into the protests. There were protests all around the country. How does the government tell me how to shut my business down? And, you know, that's what you have when you have a capitalistic society, that they make their money off of being a proprietor and delivering services. And now you say, let's shut that down, right? I have really mixed feelings about that. I get it, you know, but it seemed to me an overreach. I'm not saying that COVID, at the beginning, that COVID, man, that was overwhelming hospitals. You guys remember that. It was overwhelming hospitals. 104 million people died from COVID in this country. Okay? People are still dying from COVID. And China still has the zero COVID policy, kind of a safe face measure, I believe. And 200,000 maybe in Massachusetts. I'd have to go back to mass.gov, because I followed mass.gov every day. Baker came out, said this and this and this, right? But it wasn't just that. It was the mental health toll. Okay? You and I'm a little older. I can kind of make it through, even though we don't know anybody that wasn't affected by COVID. I had it twice. People had this. No matter how many injections you took, it was just, forget it, right? And that's why, you know, you want to lay blame. You want to say, man, this is a super virus, man. This is not, you know, the influenza virus that actually people don't talk about in World War I, the Spanish flu. Go back and look at that, you know, which I believe originated from my learnings, originated influenza in the United States. You know, germs can, you know, develop anywhere under the right conditions, and COVID was you know, I'm not a virologist, please, but interesting how this year in the United States, It was the sickest year for the flu in 15 years. Not for COVID, but for the flu. So I'm starting to think, wow, did COVID marry influenza, and now they're having a party and intelligently, mutating themselves and all these sub-variants, right? We're going to have to deal with that for a while. But it's what it did to society, right? We're still picking up the pieces. But we have to look at people that are younger than us, people who missed milestones, graduating from college, graduating from high school, learning from home. You're a fourth grader. You have no idea because mom is telling you what to do, how to do this. We asked our parents to become in-home teachers, right? Penalizing kids because they weren't in front of a friggin' camera learning. I remember one case where, some kid walked across the screen with a squirt gun, and all of a sudden they virtually shut everything down because the kid had a squirt gun. You guys remember that? So that's how the human mind goes, man. When you don't have the right information. Yes, it was a terrible virus. It still is a virus. Everything's a virus. We have measles coming back. When I was a kid, measles, I heard the word measles. I've never seen anybody with measles. I had my MMR, right? As we all do. And guess what? Unlike the COVID vaccine, my MMR, according to my research and some good friends who sent links to me, said, no, you're good, man. You're good. Really? I had to have how many injections to ward off the COVID virus, right? Which is SARS, which is established in Omicron, right? So, can we get back to what is normal? What is normal? Emotionally, how are you guys doing? I mean, we all were affected by, a stupid virus, right? But we can't blame, really, we really can't blame where it came from, but this, whoosy, whatsy, witsy. That's it, right? That's not going to take back anybody that we lost, okay? But did the world freaking learn anything about it? I'm looking at people go back to normal. Back to normal? Back to normal is what screwed us 5 years ago. So anyway, guys, baseball season coming up. I can't wait. And I can't wait for the Mass Pirates, all right? And indoor football league. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. And please, like, subscribe. Don't like, unsubscribe. Whatever you will do, okay? But I'm just here speaking the truth, man. All right. Love you guys. Take care. Teddy Bear. Signing out. See you next time.